forget. So today's April 11th. I always like to start with that. We were just talking about how the summit wait list, I don't know if you heard this, Steph, Robbie told us tonight that the summit wait list should be opening up for almost everybody on the wait list over the next month. So tell your team to watch out. So Steph and I, when you become a diamond coach in Beachbody, you actually get plugged in with a corporate support group of other new diamonds. And then as you move up 1 star, whatever, you work with other people at your level. So Steph is in DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a few DC coaches on here. So, so we just got connected there. And so every Monday we get on video chats and we pretty much are the ones that talk the most. So I was like, I got to get you on a team call. And, we ran into each other randomly on the cruise. I turned around and she was there. And it was funny because, I mean, there's 6,000 people. How do you know you run into people? We didn't plan it or anything.
I was like, we were meant to be. It's totally like our house too. It's like, oh, she's awesome. Yeah, she, sometimes people don't, have a lot of the people in our group.
They go in and out, like, people have busy lives.
Yeah, they come in and out, and like we definitely have like a solid vision and love for our team too. I just feel like a lot of other people don't have a lot of things like in place. So you ladies are lucky.
So yeah, I was like, you've got to get on a team call, and I'm going to be on her team call later this month. We've had a few guest speakers over the past couple weeks, so I wanted to bring you in for social media because Steph rocks an awesome like page. And I know I've said this before, master one thing at a time, right? Don't feel like if you signed up yesterday, you need to go sign up for a like page because we want to do business building activities. But I know that Steph will speak to this, and I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Yeah, I hope get some lemon. I know you're not feeling the best. Yeah, so it's awesome once you get, here's the thing is I went diamond very quickly in my business, like in under 90 days. And then I built my husband's account to diamond also. So I'm a paid 1 star on both of our accounts. And then I'm a 3-star qualifying on my husband's account. So it's just crazy how it kind of happens sometimes. But, so I'm actually, moved up in the corporate calls, but I love Danielle and and Robbie. So I actually do both every week. So it's really exciting to get to that point because, so we didn't have like a person for a really long time. So most of my upline is back home. And so their region, they've always been on corporate calls and I wasn't. And so I just was kind of like going along and doing all this stuff for my team. So it's just been so great, like with, your help as well. So that's something to look forward to. But yes, first thing, exactly what she said, do not ever feel like you have to jump right into having a like page. In fact, push for diamond, huge. I didn't do a like page for a couple of months, 2 to 3 months, I think. And it's because, like, to be honest, like when I started, I was like, what? I don't even know what all of this is. I wasn't in like a new coach training right away, which I know Danielle is so good about the trainings and stuff. So you're very fortunate there. But I just kind of was like, okay, what is social media marketing? I was like looking for all these answers and looking. And if there's anything that I can tell you now, I've been only doing this for 15 months, so it's going pretty well. But I probably took like 3 to 4 months of just like thinking there was more to it. You know what I mean? And so this is really pretty simple. You do your vital behaviors and you're passionate to that and it can happen. So I didn't do a like page right away. Something that I was doing before I was even asked to coach is I literally just on my personal page every single morning, like first thing in the morning, I post a quote from Pinterest. like whatever kind of speaks to me that day. If I'm like, oh, okay, positive quote or happiness quote or whatever. And sometimes I just post a quote, and other times I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm really to the point. My quotes have nothing to do with me trying to sell anything in Beachbody. It's just one of the things that I do. So I do still do that on my personal page. And the second that I don't, like for 1 week, I kind of stopped posting my quotes, and numerous people came to me and they're like, I look for your quote every morning. Like I look for your thing, so there's like something that you're already doing on your page, continue to do that for sure. If and when you decide you want to start a like page, it takes work. Like it takes a lot of work. So that's why there's really no rush. Like if there's other things that you're trying to figure out right now, I would focus on that, because you can still post about your journey on your personal page. There are a ton of people that don't have a like page. Facebook kind of, you never know when they're going to kind of crank down on you. So you just don't want to be too salesy or whatever, but there's absolutely no reason why you can't still share your journey on your personal page. Another cool thing is, I don't know if any of you guys are doing it, but live. You can go live now. And I was waiting to get my new iPhone for weeks and weeks and weeks. We were just so busy because I thought you could only do it. Well, you could only do it on the new iPhone. And then the day I got it, it just is an option now. And I was like, oh my God, but I still love my phone. Just have to show you because, my phone's my business, man. So I had to be legit. But anyway, so I went live for the first time, and I make a lot of videos. I'm very, very, very present. I make a lot of videos. But I went live for the first time on my like page, and I'm waiting, is anyone going to get on here? And one or two people got on, so I was scared. Danielle knows I'm not shy at all. I'm very present on my social media, and so, but it was terrifying. I felt like people, okay, obviously they can see me because I'm live, but it was so weird. But anyways, I went live again yesterday and today, and I did that for my personal page. So that might be.
Steph, can you explain what live is?
Yeah. So you literally, I don't know if you guys have seen in Beachbody or whatever, but I literally go to my Facebook, and there's now a little satellite symbol. It's kind of near where your camera would be, and you push that and you're live. You're live on Facebook. So it's really cool. So it will say Steph View is live, right? So to me, I feel it looks super legit. People are whoa, she's live on Facebook? How in the world is that? And it's still very, very new. So, that's something that you guys might want to, and it could be anything. It could be maybe tomorrow I'll go live just getting my lunch out of the fridge. Here, thank God that I was prepped for the week. So Sunday I went live about my prep. That was what I went live about. Today I went live about being a full-time stay-at-home mom and an entrepreneur, just kind of stuff about how I do both. So it's just kind of a really cool option. Facebook, Facebook wants you to use Facebook, right? There's so many of these other things now. So before I get kind of really into the page stuff, the more consistent you are, either way you go, the more your stuff's going to get put into the feed. So when I started too, I was 3 to 5 times a day, I'm going to annoy all these people. That's so annoying. No one wants to see that I'm working out all day long, or, whatever the case is. They do. They really do. And in fact, this is what I tell, especially all of my coaches. Here's the thing, you guys, people are watching you, whether or not you think they are. I know it's super frustrating oftentimes, or you get kind of down on yourself. You're nobody's buying a challenge pack. They are watching. They're watching so much so that they're waiting for you to fail, okay? Because they're well, I've failed all these times in the past, so there's no way that she's going to just all of a sudden be this healthy, fit person, right? So that's why it's so important to be consistent every single day. Not only because like the algorithms and the way that Facebook puts your stuff into the feed, the more you post, the more they're going to put your stuff in there. So you might feel like, oh my gosh, people are seeing all of this stuff all of the time, but they're not. They're really not. In fact, if you like, I've noticed this the more and more now, I'm like, oh my gosh, where's so-and-so? Or like if I've printed my friends list to use that for messaging or something, and I'm like, wow, I haven't seen, and then I'll go on their page, like they must not be posting. Yeah, they are. It's just, that's how it goes. If you're not a constant poster, or if you're not kind of interacting with people, you won't see their stuff and they won't see yours. So that's why it's so important. Besides, people are waiting for you to fail. People are like, there's no way. There's no way this Shakeology is BS, right? I'm not paying that $100 shake. There's no way she's going to have these amazing results. There's no way. Like, that's just, people are so skeptical, and that's good. I was super skeptical too, right? Matter of fact, the super skeptical people are the ones that often end up to be the best coaches, because it's what happened with me and all of my top coaches. So just know, I mean, I know for a lot of people it's very out of your comfort zone and stuff like that, but just be you. So another thing is kind of how she was saying, don't feel like you have to do everything at once. You know, another good thing is kind of to pick one platform and roll with that. I do Instagram as well. I was doing both quite regularly for a long time, and then I kind of stopped doing Instagram, but I actually do have quite a bit of followers. So again, people were kind of like, hey, where are you at? I've been asked to be like an ambassador for a bunch of different things, which just means that I like use their hashtag and I get clothes and stuff sometimes. Many of them want me to like represent their like supplements and stuff, which no, clearly I'm not going to do that. So for me, I'm branching out a little bit, but what I would say for you, it took me a good solid, I had my like page, I was posting a lot, but what I really, I started doing this training. There's a like page training that started on my team, and it was pretty expensive. And I started it and did not finish it one time. And I started it and did not finish it again the second time. And the reason for that is because I noticed, and because people on my team have gone through the training, I noticed, they're wanting you to run all of these ads and do this ad copying without getting super like technical about it. People were spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get likes, right? Well, for me, I'm not going to spend all of that money to just have random people like my stuff. So, as long as you're consistently present on your stuff, here is one thing though. You do have to add new people to your personal page. Okay. For me, that was kind of huge because I was pretty selective of who was like on my personal page for a really long time. And then it's just something you have to do. So, still use your judgment. Like for me now, what I'll do is I'll like go through my husband's friends list, and I'll friend, people that he went to high school with and stuff like that. Or I'll, my aunt is a marathon runner. She's done like 3 or 4 Ironmans or something. So I'll go through her friends list and add people that look like they're into fitness. Here's another thing. When I started Beachbody coaching, I targeted, because I'm from Wisconsin, everyone drinks. That's like all they know how to do. Like, they're like, well, what do you do on the weekend then? I'm like, well, I still work out and eat clean. And they're like, well, you don't go out? And I'm like, well, no, I have a kid now, So at first for me, I was kind of intimidated to like reach out to fit people. I've always liked working out. I used to go to the gym, but I have always eaten really well. Even when I was younger, I loved healthy food, but I drank on the weekends, and, chips and dip, that was I will still eat a whole bag of Doritos if it's in my house, but now this is my lifestyle. So it's just, you just want to be consistent. You want to what I was going to say is, so like when I started my like page, I kind of, and with the like page training, I just was posting. Like I wasn't posting anything, you get, even today, like today I'm like, what the hell am I going to post about? Okay, I'm going to wear my pajamas today instead of leggings, and it actually got like a bunch of traffic just because I was like, yay, because it's Monday and because it's gloomy and because I'm my own boss, I can wear pajamas today and work from my home. But it's hard to come up with content sometimes. So then with adding the new people, just look for people that you can kind of relate to, and then that will kind of change throughout your journey. So at first, when it was the people that, it seemed like it was always people that just really did not believe in themselves and really like never thought that they could do this and stuff like that. And now my shift is kind of more towards fitness people. Like my accountability partner, my partner, she's been a trainer for 12 years. She's taught group fitness for 12 years, with the performance line. And the further I get into my journey, it kind of changes. Of course, I still have all of these other, the cool thing is now, I don't have to do a lot of cold messaging or whatever to those other people that I originally would have gone after, because now they come to me because they're like, okay, well, she's for real. Like she's really not going anywhere. This is just what she does. So it's cool now that I can kind of switch because I'm moving on in my journey. Now I kind of want to work with these other people that are training for marathons or, that are fitness. I teach cycle now, people that are in the fitness world, because we have something for everybody, right? So that's super cool. So I would just say to be really good at one thing, like be really good at either your personal page or a like page or Instagram. Another kind of big thing that a lot of the top coaches are doing and that I did start doing is Snapchat. I've always been on Snapchat, but I wasn't really like sharing my daily stuff. But if you think about it, the people that you have on Snapchat are most likely like pretty good friends of yours, or you know them pretty well. So, I'm just like showing snaps of our dance party in the morning, but I'm showing my breakfast every morning. I'm shaking up my recovery after my workout. I'm like, oh my God, round 3, Tony Horton, are you good? Like 22 minutes, I can barely breathe and that kind of stuff. I'm sending it to my story. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. And I do a bunch of stuff right now, but it's because I have it down good. So what I want to do is just show you. One basic.
Steph, I had one question because we talk about this. There's some coaches that are newer on here, so I think this might be beneficial. Can you speak to kind of how you switch your Facebook from just sharing your life as a normal person and sharing your life as a coach and like the content that you share? So like, some people will share, like funny dog videos and stuff, but is that effective for the message that you are trying to gain? Does that make sense? I'm getting it?
For sure. And I feel like that's kind of, like how I said, like I had my like page and it was like, it was okay. And I would like in the beginning, I posted a lot about my challengers results and stuff like that. Or I would share those videos. It's really funny that you're, because what I was literally just going to say is one of the biggest things is do not share YouTube videos. I'll get back to what you were saying, but do not share YouTube videos, especially on your like page, because YouTube is Facebook's biggest competitor. They will not put it in your feed. Okay, so some people might see it or like go to your page and see stuff like that, but YouTube is a big no-no. Your own videos are great. Or if if there's a video, most of our coaches are not. Okay, no, most are not using like pages at all. Okay, good. Either way, like sharing YouTube videos is not a good idea. If it's a video that like somebody else posted and went viral, something like that, then a lot of times that's acceptable. But what you want to do, even if and now this is like from the like page training, but it will definitely apply to your personal page as well. So I'm just going to show you what my like page looks like, because here's the biggest part of the whole social media thing. Sorry, of course I have 1,500 messages going on here. First thing, like page or not, I would recommend that you have your banner or whatever, your cover photo made. I have almost everything made now because I don't have time to make banners and stuff like that. But anyways, Fiverr, it's Fiverr, Fiverr.com. It's literally $5, and you send them like different pictures or quotes or whatever you want, and have them make you a banner. Like if you were somebody scrolling down somebody's Facebook, and again, even if it still is your personal page, you know, you want it to say, like mine says mom, wife, fitness coach, mentor. You want it to say that. Now on my personal page, under my about me, like it says CEO of Stephanie View Fitness, right? It doesn't say Stephanie View Beachbody Coach, because I'm not trying to sell Beachbody. I'm trying to get people to join with me. So that's another huge thing. Now, if you're still just using your personal page, here's the other thing. Obviously, rank advancements are going to go up there, but you want to show your face, okay? I do, like this one is this lady for months and months and months and months, almost really a whole year. You know, she was super skeptical about Shakeology, and she kept failing in my challenge groups and stuff like that. Her 16-year-old son is diabetic. So I did share this. She said, I showed Shakeology to my son's endocrinologist, da, 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 da. She's super excited, you know, so that's something I'm going to share. I used to share a ton of before and afters, like I was saying, of other people, but you really want to just share yourself. So it's good to share about like what you're doing with your kids on the weekend or what you're doing with your family, relate everything like that. But the further you kind of get into coaching and when you decide to make your like page, you really want to, well, like for me, I don't want to put my son on my like page a ton because it's public. But like it's my face. Like this collage over here was a transformation Tuesday. So it's like, okay, look, maybe I wasn't super happy with this picture, but look at, you know, this was the 21-day fix. This was Body Beast. You know, I've done a bunch of different programs. So the other day I got this, I don't know if you've heard of them, but the Himalayan sea salt crisp lamps. It's amazing. I breathe way better now. I am going to have a sinus surgery. I meet on Friday to figure it out. But since I've got this lamp, it's like been days and it's changed everything for me, which is cool. This was like, okay, my second workout of the day. This, I love peanut butter. I talk about peanut butter all the time. So it was like, oh my gosh, my peanut butter is gone. So I had the spatula out, you know. Food. This was, my son snuck in bed. We get up at like 5:30 to work out, but he's been getting up earlier and earlier. So I'm like, but because I'm my own boss, I can stay in bed and snuggle with my son, you know. Tony Horton, obviously, super awesome. He was at our Super Saturday. You know, all of them, just kidding, I'm in my pajamas, Saturday night out. This is some of my team from Super Saturday. You know, on Tuesdays, Transformation Tuesdays are huge. Again, this was something where when I was kind of trying to learn everything, I was posting about other people. Sometimes, like if it's a really, really great transformation, I will share about that. But what I kind of say too in my videos is like, you know, other people's journeys is kind of kept in the privacy of our groups. And, you know, I think while you're starting, you definitely want to share other people's results, but like the further then you get, you kind of, for me, I just kind of keep it to my own just because they're watching my journey now. Like now I have this whole audience that's watching my transformation.
Hey, Steph,
Uh-huh.
can you speak to how your business changed when you started showing more of yourself on social media instead of quote, like, I mean, I know quotes is your thing in the morning, but like less of just like stuff to throw up there and more of your lifestyle? Like, have you correlated that to like how your Success Club points are, or you know what I mean? Like, when did that shift kind of happen? If you can speak to that a little bit, because we talk about a lot. Selfie sell guys, people want to see you and your journey. And I tell them all the time.
They do. They definitely do. And it was a huge change for me. Yeah, rather than showing other people's success or rather than just showing random stuff or again, like my son once in a while in my pictures and stuff, but it's all me. And once I shifted to that, even in my like page, again, I was very present, but it was just random. It was all like just random stuff. And now every day I'm posting about, you'll barely even see my husband. Like it's obviously this is cute. Like the dog and my husband and son were making dinner, but it's all like, well, here's food, but it's all me. Here's my nutty pot. So it definitely, oh, I don't know if you guys know Caleb Thomas. He's super cute. But yeah, they're watching you. So once you start posting at all, they're watching you. They want to know what you're doing. If they don't see your stuff in their feed, they're going to go look at your page because they're like, oh my gosh, what did she do today? What did she do today? So, depending how long you've been coaching, I guess that's your call or Danielle's call probably. She'll be best to tell you maybe when to make that switch. For me, I did decide to start my like page because I didn't want people to have to look at it, if you will. You know what I mean? Even though they don't see all of your posts all the time, I didn't want to like feel like I was bothering people. So the nice thing about when I did the transformation to my like page is, I would post about it on my personal page or in my feed. I would say, I would really love to continue sharing my journey with you. If you wouldn't mind just sorry. Would you mind liking my fitness page? Or you can say, would you please support me in my journey and like my fitness page, however you want to say it. But yeah, for sure. I mean, all of this is my like page.
But I will say with like pages, because Steph's helped me kind of with mine, you have to be, I feel like, even more consistent on your like page than personal page because it's essentially a business page and it takes a lot of time to build. I'm still building. You guys are pretty much the only people that go on it, which is awesome. But I think the main thing like I wanted Steph to show you guys is that like it doesn't have to be this crazy cool artistic photos, and maybe that's your thing and that's okay, but you got to embrace it. Are you using, maybe you can answer some
different content? Yeah, so on my personal page, I try to kind of convert the quote thing to my like page, and I was like using word swag and doing a quote and then putting, Stephanie View Fitness, but it's not, the quote thing started with me before I started coaching. So what I will do, here's one huge thing that you guys can do. This is really huge, and it would be a good way to kind of start getting that engagement on your personal page to kind of convert it over, is doing like, okay, I'm thinking about getting my hair cut. So which do you think looks better, A, B, or C? Or you could say asking people questions is huge. So that's a really good way to start getting some engagement. Just like your dress. Yeah. People want to give their input, right? A lot of times we don't really want to hear. I mean, it's like sometimes you just might randomly like say, even though you're not like, actually, that's funny because earlier today I forgot to, but I was like, Victoria's Secret lip gloss, it's like my must. Like I cannot live without it. It's lip gloss and mascara. So I was gonna just do a post about like here's my must have, like what is yours, you know, stuff like that. That's really, really good stuff to put on your personal page if you don't have a like page yet. And then on my like page, I don't really post a whole lot on there. When I do, again, it's questions, or I do my quotes in the morning. Obviously I do share videos about my son and stuff like that on there. I was trying to be a little more consistent in both of them. The thing is like I can tag myself in my photos that are on my like page. So after like a couple of days or after stuff gets more engagement, then I'll tag it to my personal page. So then it's like getting attention on both. Finding times. This is, again, going to be huge on either of your pages. So for me, I post my workouts every morning by 6:30. People wait for that. They wait to see. So for you, if you're not like super into doing videos yet or whatever the case is with that, post your sweaty selfie. Just say this. This is a huge thing. And this is like a breadcrumb, if you will, or like a good way to have people come to you. So you're not feeling like overly like, okay, all right. You know, it's just saying like, thank goodness for this accountability group that, you know, I'm a part of, that I got up and did my workout before work this morning, because now, you know, I know that I'll have energy throughout the day or whatever. Or you can say, because I started this new journey with my health and fitness, I'm now signed up to run 3 5Ks this summer. You know, stuff like that people love, where you're not like throwing it down their throat, or where you're not feeling like overly like pushy, right? Because that's how it is when you start. You're like, I don't want to bother people. Once you guys start helping more people, you'll realize, I mean, like when I tell you that I'm changing lives, you guys, like I have people off high blood pressure medication, thyroid medication, that lady with her son with the diabetes, you know, this is life changing. And so once you start being really, really, really confident in what Beachbody actually is, like I don't know where you guys are right now, it takes a little bit of time. It really does. Because in the back of my mind for quite a while, I was still like, well, you know, they're working out and they're doing this and they're doing this. Of course they're gonna, you know, have these results, but there is nothing out there like Shakeology. There just is not. And so that's another huge thing to a lot of people, like, oh, it's tacky if you like kiss your Shakeology. No, it's not. It's not tacky. This goes with me everywhere. This is my water bottle. I teach cycle. It goes with me. I go to the library with my son. It's there. Look, I went to the library. I think I told you guys on the corporate call, but all of a sudden this lady was like, hey, you're that fitness girl. And I was like, what? Like I was totally, she's like, Facebook. I know you from Facebook. You're that fitness girl. And I was like, yeah. You know, it was just like, it's crazy. But, you know, like repping your stuff, you know, look, I mean, Psychology, sweatshirt, 21-day fix, my diamond, you know, I mean,
I will say every time I go to the airport, I always wear something, because think about how many people you walk by in the airport. It's like, hello, I'm a person.
Seriously. And people, I mean, you guys, like Beachbody is blowing up. You're good to be in now. Well, it's still very new, if you will, but I mean, we've signed up 100,000 coaches since January. Like that's insane. So the other thing is the vision behind Beachbody and the products. I mean, the performance line, all natural, approved by the NSF. That's huge. So those are kinds of things that, if it's still your personal page, start educating people on it. Start making videos. I make videos all the time. I'm like, because of the adaptogens, you know, I don't have anxiety anymore because of the whatever the case is, like just type it up or do a picture or do a video, those kinds of things where you're educating people and not necessarily, again, trying to sell. I'm very honest, brutally honest. Like I'll legit be like, well, if you want to live a long life, then you have to like start doing something. But it's so true. Here's another quick thing about adding people, because again, adding people is going to be huge, and then it'll be nice when for me, I only have like 1,800 followers or something like that on my like page, but all of those people are very interested in my journey. So where there's this like page training or there's these other trainings, I've spent money on a bunch of stuff. You guys, you don't have to do that. It's just literally, it's being yourself, like unapologetically yourself. Be you, be real. There was a lot of things in the beginning where I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't like share that with the whole world, but people want to know that. People want to know that we're real. People want to know when we skip a workout. I don't skip workouts very often because it's my sanity. I have a puppy and a 2.5-year-old. But like I had beer and French fries on Saturday night. We went bowling, so put it out there. Like people want to know that we're not perfect, but they also want to know that we're not going to fail and we're not going to give up on them. So that's huge.
Did you guys have any questions for Steph? Open it on up. I know you're thinking something because nobody's a social media pro in here. I know I'm not.
My son's like, oh, the camera again, seriously. One other thing is what would be a suggestion is like the first 2 weeks of the month, I pretty much only talk about my challenge groups, kind of like put it out there, my challenge group, my accountability group, my motivational group, because of these ladies that I am along with on my journey, planting kind of seeds like that. And then the second
did you guys notice how she didn't say anything about Beachbody 21-day fix, 22-minute hardcore?
Never.
We've been talking about that, like naming your accountability group something fun. We're doing a team clean eating group right now, and there's 100 people in there, and it's awesome. Steph's also, you didn't really talk about this, Steph. You're the queen of events.
I was gonna, I didn't know if I can tell you quickly though. It's 11 after. I'll try to be quick. So here are the good things about like pages. Not that you should do it right now, but here is where like pages can be very beneficial. There are ways that you can run ads and stuff like that. But so like I do events. So you can do it from your personal page too. Again, I don't know how much they'll put it in the feed because it's a personal page, and I just wouldn't do it very often because I do know that they frown upon that. But so like right now I have an event. You can make an event. Let me just show you really quickly. On Wednesday, what was this, a taco or something funny? Okay, sorry, let me go back up. And what's really funny, you guys, is I used to just be able to take a selfie, and now it's like it's just a selfie. It's not that necessary to take 100 of them. Okay. So, wait, did I unpin it? Oh, so like this. So excited to be speaking on another team call tonight. Love my job and sharing best practices with other amazing women. Sorry, this guy's building my web. I have a website coming out now too. Usually it's pinned to the top of my page, but I just took it down today. Let me just show you really quick. Events.
That's exciting.
Do you guys want to see my website? Because that's pretty cool too. That's another day.
We just launched our team one. I did it last month.
Yay.
If you guys haven't checked it out, you better go find it.
So here we're doing like what is coaching on Wednesday night. So you can go in on your like page and you can run an event. So, you know, it just has a blurb about, I'm so proud of our thriving team and what we would love to share with you what this actually means. Beachbody is the #1 home fitness company in the world, blah, 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 blah. So there I talk about Beachbody. People know, for me, obviously, that I do Beachbody. So like I will talk about that I'm doing 22-minute hardcore, stuff like that. But in the beginning, you don't really want to do that because, especially in the beginning and especially until you kind of prove yourself, if you start saying 21-day fix or hashtagging this or hashtagging that, guess what? They're going to go Google it and they're going to order it off of Amazon, or they're going to like, it's not good. It's happened a lot. So you always want to just be saying like, because of this new accountability group, because of this new fitness program, because of this new lifestyle change I made, you want them to ask you what it is. And then you'll be able to, you know, well, let me ask you, like, what are you interested in? Stuff like that. But anyways, on your like page, you can do all of these different events. And so if you ever see this boost button, never do that. Don't ever do that. I can, you know, we can do a whole nother thing about ads and stuff another time or when you guys have your like page set up. But it's really cool because, so like the first part of the month, since our what is coaching is, it's the second Wednesday of the month always. So the first 2 weeks, most of my posts, you'll see how I did that post. I'm so excited to be talking about or be talking on this team call. I love my job, la 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 la, what the opportunity that comes along with it. So the event that I'll run for the first 2 weeks of the month is going to be about coaching. And then some people do it backwards. I guess it just depends what, or here's the other thing. Like I'm at SC8 on my account and 4 on my husband's account. But if I was sitting at 0 right now, I would be running my challenge group event. So it does kind of switch for me. It depends where I'm at with Success Club. Success Club is a must. It's a must. But like for this month, we hadn't done a What is Coaching for, it was 2 months ago. So that's the event that I'm running. Right before this, the event that I was running was about my upcoming challenge group. And yeah, my challenge groups, you know, the one right now is called like Springing into Summer. The other event that I was running was called, go back.
So I hope you guys see that I'm not just like preaching to the choir, that other teams run the same way, because we're talking about this in our Diamond Push group right now on focusing on Success Club by the 15th so that you can focus on adding coaches to your network and people that want to run the business with you and duplicating that success of your Success Club in the beginning of the month, so you're not sweating it out on the 30th or the 31st, because I know I've been there and it's not fun, right?
Well, and you guys, like it, luckily for me, in the beginning I had a lot of people that just came to me, and then I started my own team and I didn't invite, I didn't cold message, I didn't whatever. So I took a lot of time to work on my coaches. And so like my coaches that are doing well are like doing better than me income wise, you know, and well, not anymore, but I mean, that's all something that I would never take back. But here's the thing. First of all, 80% of your time should be spent on your business. Always. Danielle's a lot like me. I know that she loves you guys and doesn't do that. Like I'm probably 50-50 or even 40-60, but you have to work on your own. For instance, 3-star qualifying, when you get to 2-star, you get a quarterly bonus. And I was in the last week of qualifying, and when we went on the cruise, I decided to not work that week. And guess what? I lost my qualification because I wasn't signed on to the internet. So if you guys, like, here's the thing. If you guys really want to make this work, you have to show up every day. Posting is a must. Social media, it's social media marketing. That's what we're doing. So it is a must, and Success Club is a must. So hitting it, here's what I would do too. Here's what I'm doing with my girls now, because it's like we would check in and I'm like, okay, we want to make sure we do it by the 15th. Okay, well, how about even break it down even further? How about we say, okay, you guys, it's the first now. So what are you guys going to hit by the 8th or the 7th? Let's everybody plan to hit SC4 by the 6th. Whatever it is, like, you should be setting your own personal goals every week. Like, I used to do monthly goals and it's not good enough. You should be doing weekly goals. If you do a weekly goal, it's like, right, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Like, don't stress yourself out. And I feel like when people do a monthly goal, then you have 30, 31 days, and you sit down and you're like, well, what should I do? What am I going to do? You know what I mean? Like, just schedule your power hour. You have to do a power hour. I used to tell my coaches, because I didn't want to push anybody, I'm like, don't feel like you have to cold message, because at the time I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it every day. Now it's a must. You have to do it. Here's the thing, you don't even have to cold message every day, but you have to start new conversations every single day. You don't have to be pushy. You don't have to be tacky. Some people might be like, what do you want? Like, what are you trying to get me to do? But especially for you guys that might not have a like page or might not be super consistent right away, just starting those conversations is going to be huge. Like, over the weekend, like, oh, I saw little Johnny had the first communion or whatever. Like, I'm sure most of you genuinely do care about people, or you wouldn't be doing this, right? If your intention is just to make money, then it's not something that you should be doing. You obviously care about helping other people. But it's huge. You have to post and you have to hit Success Club. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. It's not.
We talked about fear today in our corporate training, and one of the quotes was, two good quotes that I figured I would share is, decide you want it more than you are scared of it. Transform your fear into action. And we talked about this earlier this month. Like, fear is just this made up little voice inside your head that only you know you have the fear of. Nobody else knows. So are you going to let that imaginary person take over what you're scared to do? And then the other one was, don't leave someone's future locked in your mouth.
Oh, that's like my favorite.
I was like, whoa.
Trey just said that. He was on our team call last night. I don't know if that effing guy, I don't know if you guys know him. If you don't,
he did hardcore, right?
Yeah. If you need like just a little dose of reality, like if you're feeling like down or like, oh my God, I suck at this business or like anything, YouTube that effing guy. Because in the first 3 seconds, you'll be like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. That's it. You guys can all do it. You just have to. And I'm not going to like lie and say that this was easy. I've cried many tears. It's actually, I should share with you guys, the Lindsay Matway speech from Summit last year is what I actually posted this in a group for my team today. That is what lit the fire in I have fire in my soul as it is, but that 15-minute speech is what lit the fire in my soul, where she was like, I don't ever have to tell my daughter that we can't do this. We can't afford this, I don't have to tell my daughter, I'm sorry, but I can't come to your dance recital or whatever, this business, for me, I'll be 37 years old. I was doing dental assisting. I had my son and this opportunity came along. I didn't know what it meant, but I was working, a couple nights a week at the dental office. Then my husband, he works with the FBI, so he was traveling. And so I was like, okay, now I have to get a babysitter to go to work a couple nights a week. That doesn't make any sense. I've always bartended, so I was like working weddings and events on the weekends and stuff. And I'm like, no, like that's crazy to me. And so kind of like the day that I signed up, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I don't really follow, I follow like Amy Silverman and stuff like that. But like for me, like I just knew that I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be successful and I'm going to help people. And it's mindset, you guys. It is all mindset. If you're not doing personal development every day, you have to do it. You have to believe in yourself. And there's so much opportunity. Like it's unbelievable. I have 243 coaches under me in 15 months. Like I've got job security, right? Like that doesn't mean though that I'm going to slow down. In fact, I work harder and harder and harder every month now because it's a fire. It's a fire in my soul. And, I'm going to one day be speaking at Summit. Like here's one thing, my coaches, they know now, like don't come to me and say, well, I know when they're about to say like, I can't, or, well, I'm not, like none of that stuff's like acceptable, because if you start thinking that, then it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. So if you look at my wall, this is my goal for the year. If you don't have I don't know if you talked about vision board, but this is my office downstairs. And so my goal
Woo!
is to be an elite coach. And I'm going to try to be an elite coach on both of my accounts. So I look at it every day. Like I look at it, so Celine Show, if you don't listen to her podcast, she's amazing. Post on your Facebook. You do have to do it 3 to 5 times a day. Videos will get shown more than pictures. And again, you guys don't have to be salesy. Make it tasteful, make it about you. Figure out who you're talking to. Like when you're trying to find your way or like what your thing is with, even if it's your personal page, who are you talking to? Like for me, like I had a huge drinking problem for a long time before I had my son. I, was kind of crazy. Like I was like the party girl and stuff like that. But, so again, that might change. In the beginning, that's who I was talking to. I was talking to that person. Like you can do more, you can do whatever. And now I am that fit person. So now who I talk to is different. Your why is going to change, your who you're talking to, that's all going to change. But you have to be super consistent on your social media first.
I think that's a great way to end it. Consistency, guys. Consistency always wins in this business. Slow and steady or fast and furious, whatever you want to pick, just got to be consistent with it.
For sure.
Well, feel free to go check out Steph's page. I know I go to it, her personal page or her like page, just to see kind of what she's up to and get some ideas. But thank you so much for taking time out of your business as usual.
For sure.
Appreciate it. And hopefully you guys got some social media tips out of it. Don't be afraid to take more selfies, right?
Yeah, selfies all day, just selfies.
Awesome.
And just let me know if you guys have questions, or when you start your like page, there's a whole
nother monster
stuff. Yeah. So just let me know.
Well, thank you, Steph. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good week, you guys.
See you guys.